shit. Let's start with that cheating shit. No, no. Let's go to. Did we load up Brickgate?
Nah, we didn't
Brickgate.
load up Brickgate.
You just want to talk about it?
Uh, yeah, sure.
The big story this week was the woman. Did they ever say where that was? That was definitely in the
That
United
was in
States, right?
I think it was in Texas. It was either
It was in
Houston or
Texas.
Dallas. I think it was
Okay, all
Houston,
right, all right.
Texas.
That shit did look like a third world country for a little while. But she was she was in the club. She went out and she went outside. Her story goes, a man approached her. She refused his advances, and he busted in the head with a brick. She pulled her phone out and proceeded to, you know, show us this big hematolin that was growing on the side of her face,
Mm.
and it looked crazy. And we sympathized with her at first, and then we started doing the math on things, and we kind of started thinking that everything, her story really isn't adding up. And then there was a eyewitness
Mm-hmm.
that came out and
Mhm.
saying that she was being very combative with the man that hit her. We're not condoning violence on anybody, men, women, children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything that she could have done to warrant a brick to her face, because she could have, died. But she scolded the men that were in the area,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where the story is. She scolded the men in the area for not
Not just her.
protecting her.
It's a lot of women out there.
Well,
that-
yeah. It started with her, and then the social media swell came around, and it said that black women aren't protected by the black man, and these men let her get assaulted and didn't do anything to retaliate. Let him leave and go ahead. What were your thoughts on it, Ron?
Uh, First things first. Of course, like I don't condone any man putting his hands on a woman. Right. Let's just start there. And for guys that don't know, the reason why it's taboo to do something like that, because we know as men that we are physically stronger than the majority of women, right? So it's not a fair fight. So to physically put your hands or physically assault a woman, that's why it's not right to do, right?
Especially with a brick, that's a force multiplier.
Absolutely.
Whatever you was coming at her with, shit, you multiplying that force by 10
Yeah,
with the brick, dog. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely. So that's first things first, right? But we have to understand, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, but the same way that men are physically stronger than women and they could physically fight and probably beat most men could beat a woman up mentally or verbally. I don't think most men can compete with a woman when it comes to arguing or anything like that. You understand what I mean? And
No, I don't. But go ahead.
verbally, a verbal attack can be a little rough too sometimes, especially when as a man when you have to, men that know what the rules are, not to put their hands on a woman, where you just have to take it, right? You have to just walk away, not say anything back, because you're not going to win that argument, and you can't get physical, right? But a lot of men, they can't keep their emotions in order, right? That's the only way they know how to react. You know what I mean? It could depend on a ton of different things, but we said I think we spoke about this on the last show when
Yeah.
I was telling the story. Whereas I feel like a lot of the times women feel like they can say what they want to say, and they don't feel like it shouldn't end up in anything physical, but they don't think there's any consequences to the things that they say and do.
You are the weaker sex. You should be risk adverse. I'm not saying take punishment. I'm not saying be in the line of fire, but you should be risk adverse. You should be trying to diffuse almost every situation with a man you get into.
Bro, all right, women, right? They're supposed to be so much smarter than we are, right? And that's
Emotionally intelligent.
emotionally intelligent, even just regular intelligence, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just speaking generally. You know what I mean? You should try to de-escalate situations, especially if it comes to a man. And women are ultimate at finessing situations, right? So why be combative, right? And I'm not blaming the chick,
We're
right?
not doing that.
Because there's a ton of women that they could see a dude come at them a certain way, and they could see the type of guy that is, right? And dude be like, he trying to holler, and she's trying to curve him, right?
Nah, baby, I'm taking.
Exactly. I got a man who you know what?
A way to gracefully let
exactly
anybody.
You know what?
I
can't. I got a man, right? I got a man. I got a situation. I can't take your number. Give me your number.
Yeah.
She know I'm not gonna see this dude a day in my life ever again.
If there was a loose pit bull on the street, you'd be like, down, boy. Down, boy. You back that nigga off, like, yo, down, boy. You know what I mean? You talk to him nice, you know, like just, you got a couple of drinks in them. You diffuse the situation.
I believe we live in a day and age, though, where it's like, it's cool to publicly embarrass people. Like, it's not enough to just like, yo, let somebody down easy. Like, you want to embarrass them. And everybody doesn't take that well. Everybody's doesn't have the same mindset of like, yeah, you know what? All right, cool. Walk away.
Especially after all y'all was in the club drinking all night. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And again, I'm just speaking to this to not this particular situation, but situations that actually happen, right? And I don't want to blame anybody because men, just to go back to men, we have to conduct ourselves as stand-up men, right? We speak about stoicism and, not being overly emotional, right? And we have to realize that some of these dudes that we consider aggressive and gangster and all that stuff like that, a lot of the times, that energy is not masculine energy.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of the times that's female energy. Yeah. Somebody reacting with their emotions, right? Anger is an emotion. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, all right, logically, all right, she don't want to speak to me. Cool. There's other chicks. Hey, you didn't win this one. We live to fight another day. We go see somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a lot of these, it's kind of like a double-edged sword because a lot of times these are the type of men that women will go for in that environment, those guys that are overly aggressive. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's attractive to them, but then sometimes it can go the other way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Is it our responsibility to protect women that we're not? Is it our responsibility to protect women that we don't have any influence over?
Okay. We have a platform, right? We're here tonight. We're talking, right? So to the women that are watching this, right, we can guide you with preventative protection, right? So
that's all we try to do.
I would give you this advice. If you're going to a certain environment, don't go there by yourself. She seemed like she didn't have no homegirls, no nothing, right? Yeah, go if you're not with a male friend or something like that, go with a group of women. You know what I mean? If let's say your brother, your father or something says like, yo, you know what? That area is a little bit rough. I don't think you should go there, right? That's preventative protection. That's protection right there.
Maybe listen.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Maybe listen.
Take the guidance of that man. If you want protection from men, you got to take that. You can't be independent in certain situations and do what you want to do. But then if I said to you, you shouldn't go down there, this, that, and the third could happen. This is the type of shit that happened over there, and you still want to go, you can't really cry about protection. Because I think that's where we have that, like a little bit of a dichotomy where it's like, yo, you want the protection, but you won't listen to men in certain instances, right? You want a dude to come up and save you and fight for you, right? But a lot of the times what women don't realize is that men go through certain situations where we fucking put out fires where we don't have to fight guys, where we don't get to that level.
Every man for themselves, yeah.
Right? So how many times you've been in arguments with other dudes and you be like, yo, and men know that there's a possibility this could end up being physical, right? And before we get to that point, dudes might hash it out. They might agree to disagree. They might walk away like it's not worth it.
Or 95% of the times where things like that diffuse, somebody falls back and lives to fight another day. People that grew up out here, we're out in Long Island, New York, who grew up in our era in the 90s, they remember Jam Rock on teen night. It was the place to be. Lit inside. Everything was beautiful, you know what I mean? You know, serving soda at the bar. Everything was crazy, you know what I mean? But outside was a war zone. Outside was Beirut. Like, it was people getting cut, slashed, whatever.
Yeah.
There was one payphone at the bottom of those steps. You call that cab from that payphone, or you call your ride from that payphone, and you wait in there until you see your ride, and then you get the fuck out of there. That's being risk adverse. You don't go out into the line of fire just because you think you can, or just because you think you got that right. You know what I mean? We out here today, like, my face, I ain't got no cousin. Like, yo, listen, you stay out of trouble. You stay out the way, you know? But to the point of men protecting women that they're not, you know, overseeing or in charge of, or don't have any ownership over, I'm sorry, ma, like, them days is over, yo. A hero is a sandwich in the deli, man. Like, ain't no damn heroes out here, yo. You know what I mean? Unless someone's getting super violated, you know, unless it looks like you took all the steps to de-escalate this situation and you just getting violated, I got to sit this one out, man. You know what I mean? Yo, my life is worth more than yours. I don't even know you. You dig? Like, I mean too much to too many people to be out there saving random people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speak